everyone, my name is Cassidy and I'm a recent UCI grad from class of 2019. Today I'm excited to share with y'all that we're going to be starting a new series called How To, where I help y'all navigate through various topics such as college lifestyle, and today for our first episode we're going to be talking about how to choose a major at UCI, what you should know and what you should consider. So if you're interested, stick around. I'll also be dropping some insider information, so you're going to want to hear this. The first step into finding what major you want is to look at the list of majors that UCI offers. You can find this at UCI catalog, catalog.uci.edu, where it gives you a long list of all the majors offered, as well as a description of what that major is about and all the class requirements that fall under that. I find that this is a really helpful resource whether you're an incoming freshman, a junior transfer, or looking to change your major. Interests. So what subjects do you like? What major matches your skills? I think it's important that you find a major that you're even somewhat a little bit interested in, or else the next 4 years of college are going to be super painful. Job prospects. Do some research on what the current trend is for the job market. What are the demands for the career field that you're looking into for your major? Long-term plans. If you're considering going to grad school, I think it's in your best interest that you plan your major around the requirements that you're going to need in order to apply to that grad school. Now, you can always do a postdoc program afterwards, but it'll definitely save you a lot of time and money if you plan your major around the requirements that you're going to need. And on the topic of grad school, I think it's important to note that some majors result in a higher probability of needing to go to grad school. Some of those majors include psychology, pure math, education, biomedical engineering, biology, chemistry, just to name a few. Difficulty. The reality is that some majors are just harder than other majors. Some focus more on theory, while others focus more on application. Take, for example, biology in comparison to public health. With biology, you're learning the theoretical components that you would need in order to prepare for further education. Meanwhile, with public health, you're learning the applicational components that you could apply straight into a job right after graduation. Class requirements. So depending on the major that you end up choosing, you may have more strict class requirements in order to graduate. So it's important that you plan ahead and that you do well in your classes so that you stay on track. I think the tricky thing about class requirements is that not every class is offered every quarter. That's because of a structure called series. With series, you have to take those classes in order. So let's say, for example, you miss one class one quarter, that could set you back and push back your graduation 2 to 3 quarters. So now that I've given you a breakdown of what to consider when choosing your major, you might be thinking, oh my gosh, that's a lot of things to consider. What if down the line I want to change my major? Is that okay? Of course not. Just kidding. Of course, it's totally fine if you change your major. In fact, it's more common than you would think, especially amongst freshmen. But I will say, switching majors means that you're going to need to plan ahead of time because of prerequisite classes that you'll need in order to switch into that major. To be honest, some majors are pretty difficult to transfer into. For example, business administration and nursing. These are two of the toughest majors to switch into at UCI just because of the limited spots and the fact that you actually have to apply and be accepted into those majors. By the way, if you're a freshman, you may be able to change your major at your SPOP orientation. This year, SPOP is being held online, so I'm not exactly sure what that's going to look like, but be sure to just ask one of the staff there. So, if one major in college wasn't hard enough, some people do this crazy thing called double majoring. It is what it sounds like. Someone chooses to do 2 majors during the undergrad years. I would say that double majoring doesn't always boost up your resume unless those combinations of majors actually make sense in a real job, such as economics and statistics. So instead of following a rigid double major track, I would suggest to just choose one major and then have the flexibility of being able to take classes that you're interested in. Now, if you're really unsure about what major you still want to choose, don't worry, you can always go the undeclared route. Now, I know that there's a lot of stigma about being an undeclared major, but I think the awesome part about being undeclared is that you have a lot of options to explore in terms of majors and classes. But just know that you are restricted to what classes you can sign up for initially due to major requirements. Just also note that there is a time limit to how long you can be undeclared. You do have to declare a major by the end of your 2nd year. And one last thing, if you kind of know the general direction of which major you're leaning towards, I would say just declare that major because it might be easier to switch later on. I just want to end with some words of encouragement. Don't stress too much about your major. In fact, most people after graduation don't end up with a job related to their major. Take it from me, I was bio for 3 years, and then at the end of my junior year, I decided to switch my major to public health policy because I wasn't sure of what career field I wanted to go into. So if you find yourself on the same boat as me, here are 3 words. You'll be fine. Wow, that was a lot of information, wasn't it? Well, I hope that it was helpful, and if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Also, feel free to leave a comment down below if you have any other questions or topics you'd like to hear about. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye!